Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back to another edition here of Mental Mondays. Really appreciate you guys joining the Mental Monday Club, because I do consider this a club since it's a fairly small number of people out there who watch these Mental Monday videos compared to our fishing videos. So if you're new to Mental Mondays, this is something we do once a week. We talk about a wide range of topics. A lot of times it doesn't even have anything to do about fishing, but I sort of just give you guys my opinion on my viewpoint of reality a little bit, and we try to get a good debate going on here. So welcome if it's your first time to the video here. Today we're going to have sort of a little bit of a wide-ranging discussion. I've been wanting to talk about this a lot, and I guess the best way for me to frame this is I want to get into it and have a discussion around the fact that how people don't give other animals that we share this planet with the same respect as the amount of respect that they deserve. And they sort of have a hierarchy as far as humans, tend to see themselves over other creatures on this planet. And I sort of want to get into that a little bit and give you guys my opinion on this. I think a lot of this has our attitudes about other creatures we share this planet with. And I'm going to talk mainly about animals and fish, but it can be plants or whatever. You can apply it as well. Is we have lost touch with our connection to nature to such an extent that we basically lost all of that respect and all of the reverence we had for other creatures on this planet that our ancestors had for tens of thousands of years before we came along. And this is not a good thing. This is a thing that is actually very detrimental to your development as a human being. And I want to sort of get into that a little bit. I think for whatever reason, and there's a lot of different reasons for that, but a lot of people, they see, fish and animals and plants as things, something to do as you please with, that don't have the same right to be here as we have for some reason, which is a major fallacy. And I'm going to start out right off the bat I'm going to create a scenario for you to sort of tell you what I'm talking about here. Let's talk about, just deer hunting, for example. I mean, so many people that and I don't hunt anymore, but I used to hunt a lot. I've killed as many deer as probably most people watching this video. I quit hunting about 35 years ago because I had a real bad experience in killing an animal that really touched me deeply as far as, it just was. I just didn't feel right about hunting after this particular kill, and I haven't hunted in 35 years. But I want to get into this deer hunting now. A lot of people, they see deer hunting as a pursuit to get a big set of horns, and people have deer leases and they feed deer and they try to breed deer and they try to get these deer as big as they can possibly can to get these big old giant racks on it, without any consideration to the animal whatsoever with that. It's trophy hunting is what it is. Trophy killing, it's not really hunting, it's killing. But let's put yourself in a situation, for example, how you'd have a different viewpoint of that deer. If you were, back in one of the indigenous tribes that lived here in the United States, say 2,000 years ago, way before anything got here, where you're hunting with stone tools, you were napping your own arrowheads, you were killing animals with spears. That's probably even before bow and arrows. A lot of your killing was done with, adelies or spears and that type of stuff. You had to get really close to the animal. If you were a hunter back then, you never took the strongest of the herd. That's a number one violation of nature. It's like nature. The way that you ensure the strength of a herd or any species is you don't prey on the strongest of the herd. You prey on the weakest. So, you automatically look for those animals that were maybe wounded, maybe sick, or old or whatever like that, and that would be your target with that. And let's say, for example, you knew you had to get within 20 feet of this animal to kill it. You couldn't. It's not like now where you can shoot a bow 70 yards, or you can shoot a high-powered rifle from a half a mile away. You had to get within 10 to 20 foot away from this animal to take it with your primitive tools. So right off the bat, in order for you to actually take an animal, you have to know it intimately. You have to know its patterns, its movements. You have to be able to track that animal, and you have to get close enough to that animal to make that kill with the weapons you had. So it's like you gain this respect for the animal the more that you track it and the more that you're learning about this animal. And then once you do take the animal, there becomes a tremendous amount of respect and gratitude for this animal, because by this animal giving its life for itself, or for this animal giving up its life, it's going to allow your little tribe of 10 to 20 people back in the village to eat for a few days. And there's a reverence and there's an honor to that, and the animal was looked upon with tremendous amount of gratitude and respect. And there was no gloating, or there was no like, look at these big sumbitch and antlers on here. I mean, there was a sadness that they had to take this animal, but it was necessity with that. And in doing so, there's not a single thing that was wasted on that animal, from head to toe. The bones, the organs, the sinew, the tendons, the ligaments, the eyeballs, everything was used on that animal. It wasn't these guys just cut the head off, took the horns, and took the back straps and called it good. I mean, these people used every aspect of that animal, and there was tremendous amount of gratitude with that. And that's anything that they took was like that. It wasn't just with a deer. It could be with a fish or a rabbit or a bird or whatever. It was the same thing. We don't have that anymore, guys. That's out the window right there. And the Native Americans that took the animals like that, they did not see themselves as any better than that animal. They were just another creature sharing this planet with them, and they deserve the same amount of respect and honor that humans do. But we don't see that now. We've been so far removed from that we don't even think in those terms. And a lot of it is just our modern lifestyle. It's something that very few people, what I'm telling you right here, very few people have had their parents educate their kids to think this way. It's sort of the other way around. I see these guys when they're bass fishing, they jack a 4-pounder, they flip it over the side of the boat, they let it flop around the carpet, and they lift it up, and they, hooping and hollering, and, they hold the fish like this, and they smack a hook out of it like that. And to so many people, there's no respect to that. It's just like that is just a inanimate object to give them pleasure. There's nothing about, thanking that fish for the fight and, wishing it well on its journey once you put it back in the water. So basically it gets down to just the aspect of gratitude, respect, and appreciation for the other creatures that we share this planet with. Because guys, we don't have any more right than anything else that's on this planet. Every single creature that's on this planet has just as much right to lead their lives and be here as we do. It's an arrogance, and it's sort of a spiritual arrogance, to assume that we are better than anything else on this planet, because that's a way that things get destroyed by having that particular attitude that we've seen now. And most people, they've never been put in a survival situation. I can assure you guys, if I took anybody out there that's watching this video out with me, and you dropped us out in the, Rocky Mountain wilderness, or the northern Canadian wilderness, or the Alaskan wilderness, and you dropped us out there, and we had to completely survive with what we have out there in order for us to live. When say for example we got dropped out there, and we had a hard time, finding game or anything that we could get close enough to take, let alone kill it. We had to make our own weapons or whatever. But let's say, for example, we went 2 weeks without eating. You can survive for a month without eating. But say, for example, we've been hunting hard, and we just can't get anything. We haven't ate a bite of food in 2 weeks, and we finally are fortunate enough to find a caribou or an antelope that we got close enough, and we took it. at the time that you take that animal after you haven't eaten for 2 weeks, you are going to be changed as a person. Your perception and your viewpoint of reality towards that creature will completely be altered based upon the way that you see it now. You will never know gratitude and appreciation for an animal unless you've truly been on the verge of starvation. But if you're on that point and you take that animal, the gratitude and respect that you have for that animal giving up its life so you can live completely changes your viewpoint on the way that you see that type of stuff. And all you guys out there that, I'm sure there's some detractors. What I'm saying here is like, oh, Randy, you're full of crap. That's not the way it's meant to be. And you state me your reasons. That's because you've never been in the survival situation on the verge of starvation, and you've never put yourself in the position to truly have to have the respect for that animal that it deserves. So anyway, I think some of you guys out there will understand what I'm saying. It will resonate within your heart what I'm saying. Some of you guys out there won't be able to wrap your mind around what I'm saying because your experience has been colored by your upbringing or your viewpoint on reality. But the fact still remains the same. Like I said, if you don't believe me, get out there and put yourself in a survival situation with nothing. Just go out there in your underwear and have to flint knap a spear point in order to try to kill a caribou. And after you've been out there for 2 or 3 weeks and hadn't got it, and you get one, you'll see if your attitude's changed a little bit about that. But like I said, that's one of the things that I've learned a lot from going to wilderness survival school, spending time in wilderness, studying Native American philosophy, spending time in sweat lodges, spending time with Native Americans. That gratitude and respect is something that is real. It's something that you can't fake, and that's the big difference on everything. It's like how applicable it is to the real world. So anyway, just want to throw that out there, guys. Hope it made a little bit of sense to you guys. Just wanted to share that. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you guys know about that, and we'll talk in and see you guys next Monday. Take it easy.